Hey, everybody. Welcome to Popular Unknown Paintball Podcast live. I keep forgetting. I always mix up the two podcasts between my audio and my live show. And so I do apologize for that. I am so excited about tonight's podcast. If you've followed me at all in the past, you know that there's a very short list of people who I really, really, really wanted to have on the show, or being the number one person that I wanted to have on. Probably my second favorite choice is our guest tonight. I had the pleasure of meeting him in Montreal back in the late 90s, and I watched him tear apart this indoor field called Tombstone. It was a little 3-man tournament, and it was mind-blowing. He just ripped up one side and tore the team to pieces, and he won the game in like 30 seconds or less. It was insane. He is hands down my favorite tournament player of all time. Now, there's different tournament players for different eras, but at the end of it all, Lasoya is my man. And so I'm not going to leave him lying in the green room much longer. I'm just going to bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Lasoya. Hey, bud, how's it going?
What's up, my man? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. It's been a long time since we've talked since Vegas. A lot's happened since then.
It seems like yesterday, but good Lord.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
And I gotta make sure I say thank you very much for this. I've had it up for the last few podcasts and it's doing nice things, but I've got flashy lights now, so it really throws the push out there. So
I like it. Right on.
So welcome to my show. And we've got a few people on. Someone saying hey and yay, my favorite podcast. So yeah, this is the 8th episode of my live show, and I'm so glad to have you on because truthfully, I don't know if you heard the intro that I did or not, but you are hands down my favorite paintball tournament player ever.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, there's a lot out there. So, you know, we come and go. Yeah.
Well, and you know, I get that. I mean, you were always a pro. I was a has-been or never was or whatever you want to call it. But when I got a chance to actually watch you play, and I never played against you because I was always amateur A, amateur B, and you were pro. Whenever I got a chance to watch you play, you were always so aggressive, making so many moves. Just it was like you could anticipate what was going to happen before it happened and made sure you were there.
You know, I really wish I could explain how that happened. You know, I had a good team with me all the time, and you know, there is a lot of players out there that do excel in front of people just because they do have a good team behind them. The guys I played with, you know, they made it very easy for me to, you know, do what I did.
Right.
You know, regardless. I don't know, man. It was an evolution of things, you know, back from the 15-man days back in 89, 88, when I was playing in Florida, you know, to, you know, the transition into the 10-man days, and then the transition into X-Ball, or, you know, it's just maintaining the times is what happened. You know, the 3-man tournament you had spoke about, there's so many variables in paintball. And I just, you know, people see the times when I go up and I shoot whatever, 3, 4, 5, whatever, many guys. They miss the times that I get shot in the break, or I get shot right away, or, you know, they only remember the times that I did some cool stuff, but they forget about the times that my team also, when I'm sitting on the sidelines watching, you know, picked up the slack and also won the games as well. So there's a lot of variables. Yes, the cameras just happened to be there when I did some cool stuff, but you know, there's a lot of times that I didn't do so many cool things. So.
Oh no, I totally get that. It's like football. It's not a question of whether or not you're going to get tackled. It's my question of when you're going to get tackled. Like, we all take that hit, but that being said, it was like you had this impulsive drive. Just your curiosity, do you remember the Tombstone field in Montreal? It had the creek running through it.
That's when didn't I body slam Ed Portman in that cold West water? And mind you, it was like 40 below out that day.
Yeah, it was in the middle of winter.
Oh, it was crazy. And then isn't that when Tom Cole started the hotel on fire?
See, I know nothing.
So just to reflect on this tournament, the tournament was one of the best tournaments out there. It was an indoor field with some mulch. It had a bunch of houses and a
Yeah,
creek running through it. And man, you want to talk about fast, scary paintball? It was scary.
it was.
It was a lot of fun. It was like 40 below outside, and I remember we were in the hotel, and I remember the fire alarm going off. We had to run outside real quick because I think Tom Cole and some of his players or a couple of his players were trying to dry their pants off on the stovetop, which which makes absolutely no sense. But I do remember. I remember that tournament specifically. That was a really fun. That was a lot. That was a good win. It was me, Dalton, Hanson, and I think Ed Porman. We all play. I think it was us three that played in that team.
I gotta be honest, I don't really remember who was on your team per se. I heard it was like, oh, Lasoya is here and they're about to play. So I had to like rush over to the screen and watch that. Um, but yeah, I was there with a good friend of mine, David Lawrence. He's from Montreal, like, or partially from Montreal. So I did a lot of like, I was at the tournament a little bit, but I was off partying.
Oh, it's easy to party in Montreal. That's back
Yeah,
in the when Sona
it
was up.
really is.
God, Sona, that was the underground club I used to go to.
Ah,
But yeah, Montreal was amazing. I loved Montreal. Besides the cold sucked.
yeah,
Quite true.
it really did. And that was I can't believe that there was an actual creek that ran through the indoor field.
Yeah, I can't believe I actually got in it, which is the dumbest thing I think. And I didn't have any spare clothes, mind you.
And it
I
was
think
so
actually,
cold.
yeah, I think I sold a pair of pants off the wall from the guy that owned the place. I'm not really sure.
Well, okay, so I'm pretty sure the guy that owned the place, and I don't remember the names because we're going back a long ways,
Okay.
but he was good friends with Richmond Italia, which is a friend of yours.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure that they were business partners to a degree, and you guys were sponsored. So I don't know if you really stole it or it was just tactically acquired.
Oh man, all I know is I didn't want to go outside freezing my ass off. So
Oh, I don't blame you.
yeah, but yeah, anyway, that was one of my favorite tournaments without question. You know, coming into the whole, Avalanche, kind of degree thing.
Yeah, and Avalanche was my favorite team back then as well. Like eh, at the time, what they were doing, like it's just as paintball was going on, there's different stages, and different teams excel at different times. But Avalanche, back when they were rocking and rolling, holy crap, you guys were just on fire.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I mean, I think with the the exception of like the Angel, getting sponsored by those guys, really helped escalate the team's level of play because
Right.
the gun back then was pure dominating.
Yes.
It shot great, shot faster. So having that little edge, I think it did help. We had a great team of players though that went along with everything too, and we kept on escalating the individual players and just making the team better as we went.
Right.
So that with that along with the gun, the best equipment, the best sponsors, I mean that really helped kind of push us along and get to the spot where we were back then.
Yeah. Like the all stars that were on that team that have spread off, and the all stars that spread off. Like, I mean, even after Avalanche, they were all super great. Like, I mean, you've got Cagnoni and you've got Weasel and you've got Porman and like all the guys. Like, there were so many of them. I know I'm not even rhyming off half of them. Just what you did was fantastic. And now, forgive me if I get it a little wrong, but after Avalanche, you did something, and then it was Infamous, correct?
Yeah. So what happened after Avalanche? We actually
Imploded.
it imploded,
Yeah.
and I literally drank about 6 beers and walked over to Gino Posterivo's trailer, walked
Right.
right in, and said, "Sit down." And in 10 minutes, we made a new team, just like
Yeah.
that. And it was that was the Miami Effect days. And what had happened was we took the core group of guys from the Avalanche squad. There's a few people that didn't come along because of personal sponsorships or whatnot. Because people worked for other companies and whatnot. Caesar, this OG, good to see you, Caesar. We we actually split off. We kind of did our own thing, and this is when the NXL first started with the new franchises and everything.
Right.
And that's when it started to get complicated because there was a new league that came out.
Right.
They were locking teams out of the league. There was franchises, that's what Detroit Thunder came about.
Politics just got crazy back then.
It was insane. And, and ultimately, the Miami Effect was a badass team. We actually had a lot of fun. Sorry, I was hearing something. But we were just crushing it. And this is back we were shooting 500 balls a second.
Yes.
And man,
I remember
25-minute halves, me running down the field against a Rich Telford and insert anybody's name here. I'd come home with 100 welts on me without question. And I remember in those days, it was a madhouse to play paintball on the X-ball field. So, I remember actually one specific time that Rich Telford and I, we were having a couple of beers in the bar and going, hey, look, here's the deal. Let's not do that anymore, because he would put a hurting on me, and then in turn I'd put a hurt on one of his players. And then it was counterproductive for both of us being healthy at the end of the day.
Right.
So him and I actually came to agreement. I think a bunch of us did say, okay, look, I'm not going to do it. You're not going to do it. And we never did it again. I mean, it would happen once in a while.
Yeah.
If you give it, you're going to get it. You're like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
And it was kind of comical. But we all came to an agreement that, let's not do that anymore, because it just didn't tickle anymore at that point.
No, it really didn't. I may not have played against you, but I reffed you guys a couple times.
Oh, man, I was
refs got pounded.
I was an asshole. God, I'm still surprised people even talk to me. What a dick.
But you know what? I think we all were, are.
It's in you.
If you're gonna play the game, like, Candy has to stay home.
Yeah, play golf.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're gonna ruin a paintball tournament or paintball field, go to a golf course.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I was last couple NXL events, when you were there, you kept running off because you had to go help out with Infamous. So what do you do with Infamous now?
Well, I mean, I still do the webcast with Maddie and those guys, because I love doing it.
Right.
The Go Sports thing is really, really good. I like being a part of it when I'm able to.
Tell them I said hi. I'll happily.
Yeah, no, those guys are great. They do a great job.
Yeah, they do.
Aaron and all those guys. I mean, there's a bunch of, Lauren Kelly, Todd, and it's just a lot of fun. I like when Todd makes the finals, because it gives me more chance to get up there and do commentating, because he's not available. Nick Slowiak the same way. But like with Infamous, I always bleed black and yellow. Everybody knows that. I was talking to Brian Fowl the other day, and it's always in my blood. Hence the reason I'm playing mechanical with those guys. Right. But I just go over there and I'll fill pods, and I'll smack people around just to kind of get them back in the zone, because when you're losing or things are going your way, you kind of lose track of what you're trying to think about. And so some of those guys are kids, and they need a good kick in the ass every now and then.
Well, if there's anybody that's going to give him a kick, it'd be you.
Oh man, I will smack the shit out of a kid. I don't care, as long as they're 18.
Right.
But yeah, they just need a little focus a little bit, and I'm a lot calmer than I used to be, which I know is kind of weird. A little. But I help Travis out when I can. We sponsor those guys with Push.
Right.
I shoot Eclipse guns now, and those things are just insane. So I mean, everything that's in my wheelhouse is in their wheelhouse, so it just makes it easier for me to go over and help those guys out and want to help them to win. Pro Shear paint and everything.
Yeah, I love Pro Shear too. They're doing a lot of stuff for the Allen Remembered Foundation as well. We had a whole lot that was all lined up, and then craziness happened.
I'm still lined up with you guys. It's just I'm waiting for this thing to clear up.
Yeah,
It's just this whole thing just sucks, and I think everybody will agree.
Oh yeah. Now, did you guys design the special headbands yet?
Yeah, they're already done. Actually,
you'll have to send me a picture. I think has Andy seen the picture yet?
He has not.
All right, so everybody else here, ignore all of this. This is all top secret stuff. None of you get to see it till it's fully released. So shh.
Yeah, but yeah, no. So Infamous, I go help Travis out and those guys. I mean, he does a great job by himself, but it's always good to have an extra hand there. I don't mind filling pods and stuff, because half these kids these days can't fill their own pods anyway. So
right. So Are you technically a member of the team, or are you just a sponsor, or are you just once infamous,
Yeah.
always infamous?
Well, I'm always infamous. I mean, there's people that are part of my team with Travis. I mean, I'm always going to be there, it's good that Travis and us came to an agreement for sponsoring Infamous, because I was going to play paintball in the technical or the mechanical stuff anyway,
Right.
but I didn't want to play with anybody but those guys. I play with Aftershock,
Right.
the gunfighters for a while,
Right.
but then I was like, I got to play with, I got to go back and play with my boys again. I love playing with Danny and Todd and God, Paxton and all those guys, Billy, Saransky. Those guys are all really close friends of mine and legends in their own right.
Right. Absolutely. 100.
I love the fact that I got to play with those guys for a little bit. But then it was just natural attrition for me to go over to back to Infamous again. And we're kicking everybody's ass right now, so it's kind of good.
Somebody asked what mech you're shooting.
Oh, I'm shooting. I shoot both of the Eclipse ones.
Right.
There's the cheap one, which I shot Frank in the face with multiple times.
The EMAC, I think it's called.
It was the EMAC. I shot him with a $189 gun, I think. But I mean, so suck it. And then I use the other one, but I prefer the EMAC. To be honest with you,
I've heard that a lot. I'm not a big fan of the 170R because it's got that ridge and it gets between my fingers, and that irritates me. Everything else about it I love, but I get rid of that little finger grip underneath the trigger frame. That thing irritates the crap out of me. But everybody's asking if you're shooting the new CS2 mech.
The CS2, that new clip-on grip frame is badass. It just came out. The first time I seen it and I tested it was right before Paintball Extravaganza.
Okay.
So am I shooting it? Yes, I'm going to shoot it. It just bolts right on your CS2. It's a mechanical grip frame.
Right.
And the thing, if you have a CS2, get one of these grip frames, because all you got to do is just click it on and you're mechanical. If the things, you can shoot 15 balls a second if you're good. I mean,
well, I don't see myself affording a CS2 anytime in the near future. I may have to give Leds a call and say, hey,
yeah, but
lend me one.
If you can, or have a CS2 and you want to play mechanical, get the grip frame. If you can't, the EMAC shoots just as good. Put Travis's trigger on it from Infamous,
right?
Our foundation, and then also, there's a new 3-way that goes in the grip frame as well.
I hear it's mind blowing.
Brandon Lamberson come out with some new stuff. I mean, he's back from Liquid. If you guys know who the Brandon Lamberson is, he's my OG friend as well.
Right.
And, he has some new parts out. He used to own Liquid Paintball, and he's coming out with some accessories for this mechanical stuff as well. So, keep your options open. If you want to see what I'm doing, I'll go ahead and post some stuff up on my
absolutely post. Just so you know, you have full permission to post on my Facebook group anytime you want. Like, please be my guest. Hell, I'll make you an admin. Like,
let's not get carried away.
No, totally. Be my guest. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
But yeah, I mean, technical stuff. I mean, I was never one to work on my own guns. I'm the one to break my own guns. But when you can give me a gun, just put an air tank on it, fresh out of the box, and I go shoot the hell out of people. It's a pretty good gun, because I'm a terrible shot. So
accuracy through volume.
That's exactly what I do. I get closer. So it just takes me a while to get there.
Somebody asked if you're going to be playing ICC.
100%.
Do you know who you're going to be playing for this time? Assuming
Infamous.
It still goes?
I'll play with Infamous. I'll play with Infamous until I can't play anymore. I mean, there's no reason for me to switch. I mean, I'm happy with the guys, and Eclipse, and it's nice to be home. Like Travis put it to everybody perfectly. It's nice that somebody that's my age, that don't have a lot of time for paintball anymore, outside of my other job, and I'm not exactly in the shape I used to be, obviously.
Right.
But
none of us are.
It's nice to go out with your friends and win tournaments, and just it's exhilarating. Like playing with Archie Vandermeer and Billy Bernaccia. I mean, Ryan Brand. I mean, there's so many people on that team that we went in Florida with. Sorry, not Jacksonville. In Florida with. That team it was a blast. Harrison Fry's on that team. A couple new pickups. It's just Travis is out there. I mean, how much fun is that?
Two things. First of all, I have never, ever, ever won a tournament or a podium ever. I've always been an added on. So I've always been in a team that's limping on, and you can never win on a team that doesn't play together all the time. So I've played against lots, but I've never won. So I have no idea how awesome it is. And second of all, I'm really looking forward to is that hopefully in the last show, I was actually talking to Tim Montresor, and he said that if I'm able to get out there somehow, he's getting me on a 10-man team. So maybe I might be playing against you or with you. Who knows?
I'd love that. As long as you're on the other side, no problem. I mean,
as long as I'm where?
Give you a little taste on the other side of the field. Mind you, it does take me about 25 minutes to get over there now. But a mechanical, it's where it's at. I mean, it's a blast. It's just so much fun. It's just to be dedicated to like the NXL or a top level tournament across the.
Oh, you're getting a little quiet on me there, Chris. You still there?
Wherever it might be. You got to be in top physical shape. You got to play all the time, and real life and real jobs kind of kicked in.
They really do. I've been having a hard time myself, but we don't need to go into that.
I'm still here.
Yeah, okay. I think we're running a little bit of a lag because you're freezing up on me a little bit, my friend, and you get quiet real quick. And you blacked out.
I'm still here, bud.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm still here.
All right. So actually, one of the things we should touch on. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
All right. One of the things we should touch on quickly is your work with Modern Day Pirates, MDP.
Yeah, man, those are my boys. Billy and Matthew and all the Pirates, man. I mean, it's quite the organization. Those guys, they're so cool, and they're so about the sport, and they have cool products, and the community itself is unbelievable. Like, they're all so nice, and they're all so cool. And perfect example is Matthew Schuster drove across to North Carolina here recently, and there's Pirates everywhere. And he stops at people's places. They let him in, stay at their place. They feed them, have drinks, and there. I don't think there's anybody out there that isn't with MDP that wouldn't do this for anybody that's also MDP. And it's really cool to watch. It's mind-boggling on the cool stuff they do. The little things they do with the patches. They all ride. Everybody's super nice. It's just awesome to even be a part of it, to be honest with you. They're cool people. Really cool. Every one of them.
I know that I've been following Weasel, and I've gone pretty close over the last few months, internet-wise. Like, we haven't really met, but the OG Ironmen have really done a lot to support this podcast. And Weasel's just awesome. So I've been following along with what's going on with the NDP, and it's like, oh, that's cool. Well, that's really cool. Now that's cool. Like, it's
really funny. So it's funny. Some of the shit they get Weasel to do is hilarious.
Yeah, but that's Weasel since the 90s.
Yeah, he's a little crazy, but man, have him and I had a lot of good times together.
Oh yeah, I enjoy talking to him.
He's a good dude, man. He's a great guy.
Did you hear what he did for the Ali Remembered Foundation?
I did not.
So Weasel used to be a skateboarder, and he used to make all his own boards from scratch, which I thought was cool as hell. So the Denver Expendables actually had a teammate, a young gentleman, get mugged at gunpoint and beaten, like just thumped hard, and they stole his skateboard. So the Denver Expendables, which is sort of Ali Remembered Foundation as well, it's how it started. They went out looking for the original board or a copy of one. Well, Weasel said, well, I'll make him one, and literally made a brand new custom longboard with OG Ironman on it, and they all signed it and sent it out. Yeah, the snow cried. Like, like
Oh, that's
he
great.
was just completely overwhelmed. There was a bunch of other stuff that went with it, but that's just how cool MDP people are, which includes you. Like they'll do anything they can to
100%.
help people in need.
Yeah, no, they come full circle. I mean, on anybody that, there's Weasels at the forefront with Billy and Matt, and those guys. Not I'd say those guys, but everybody. Even the ladies on the Pirates, man. Everybody, they cook a bunch of food, and everybody's just rad. There's nothing you can say derogatory about them at all.
No, you can't. Like the last 3 NXL events I've been to, or the only 3 NXL events I've been to, which all happen to be in order, there was always like an MDP kind of booth going on, and everyone was just so friendly and so welcoming.
And man, can they drink?
A little bit, yeah.
Whew, man, I try to. I mean, I can hang, but I gotta pick and choose my battles with those guys.
Yeah, Vegas really didn't like you very much.
Oh man, Vegas and me, we don't get along very well. It's my birthday weekend, of course.
Oh, okay.
So everybody's constantly coming by and, hey, here you go, here, take this or drink that, and who am I to say no?
Yeah, you're not one to say no as a general rule.
No, I'm very hospitable.
But yeah, no, it was a great time. So I think you told me something leading up to this show. Actually, before we get into that, is MDP out of DC. Elliot, MDP is everywhere. MDP is global. It's international, my friend. Where did it start?
In Southern California.
Okay, so there's your answer, Elliot.
Just Matt Schuster is the only. He moved to North Carolina, but yeah, they're international. They're everywhere. I mean, but they're based out of here in Southern California.
So, something we got to do. You mentioned to me that you wanted people to know about your Instagram.
Yeah,
I completely forgot to get that thing running. So let's get that running now.
Yeah, no, hit me up on Instagram. At Chris Lasoya. We're trying to get things rolling here. And I'm also at Push Paintball. We want to make sure we get our Instagrams up and running, or my Facebook. I know I have 3. Pick the paintball one, because that's the one I check for paintball most. However, we're gonna be doing a giveaway. Thanks to Steve, we're gonna give away a gear bag backpack style. It's one of my favorite.
I don't have a gear bag yet, but you give them away to other people.
Hey man, listen. Yeah, I'll send you a bill, no problem. But yeah, we're gonna give that away. I was talking to Brian, either that or a cooler bag. I haven't talked to Brian yet and see what he wants to do.
All right.
But the cooler bags are really cool. But nonetheless, we're gonna give away something from Push Paintball. Hit me up on Instagram, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna filter through all of our new likes on my page at Chris Lasoya, and I'm gonna just randomly pick somebody to give away a cooler bag.
Nice.
And it probably holds about 35 beers, but I really haven't checked.
You'd never know that for sure.
I would never know that for
it.
sure. I've never tested it. But it's a cool bag. We have some of the best bags out there. We want to support you, Steve, obviously, and with Any Stare and the foundation, and we want to support everybody, especially in this trying and hectic time. This is a total shit show, we all know, but we'll all get through it.
So I just wanted to make sure that I got that up, because I was looking over at the banners. I was like, oh, we have to hit that.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll let that run for the next little bit, and I can just scroll down below us nicely. But you said that the Push might be having some new products coming out.
Yeah, there's a lot of new stuff in the pipeline. It's stuff is significantly slowed down, obviously, with this thing we have going on.
Yes,
because a lot of stuff comes from China, and factories are different. Some factories are open, some factories are not. So it's kind of difficult to kind of get everything together. But we have a new fan coming out for the goggle.
Oh, cool!
And it's super rad. I mean, remember the old JT ones, the bigger ones?
Yes.
It's not even like that. It's like streamlined, looks like a Corvette.
Nice.
It runs really, really well. And new visors coming out.
That I want to see.
The visor's going to be rad.
Yeah.
The innovations that Brian Bernini comes up with is just insane. And mind you, the guy stays up till 6:30 in the morning, which kind of makes it hard for me to get a hold of him till noon. but he's up all night designing some of this stuff. We have new face masks out. I mean, I know face masks are going to be a thing right now, like for the COVID thing.
Right.
Unfortunately, we have new face masks out right now. They'll probably be up online here pretty soon.
Cool.
So if you want to take a look at those, I mean, everybody's going to need one for the next few months for sure.
Right.
So check out those. What else do we have coming out? We have a new pack coming out.
Nice.
The pack is innovative. That thing is, I can't give you too much detail on that because it's pretty badass.
Now, is it like an actual travel pack
that we have coming out? No, a pack, like a pack, like pod pack.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for playing. So we have that.
I need a travel bag, just so you know. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Yeah. I'm still using a Reds bag.
Yeah, our geez, you still have a Reds bag?
I still have a Reds bag.
Well, we do have our rollers are coming back out. I know they're highly sought after, the medium and large rollers. So they're in production. We had to change a few things, but they'll be coming back out here pretty soon. You know, the gear bag, Steve, I'll talk to Brian and see what we can do for you. That's actually a really nice bag. That's my favorite bag personally, just for traveling.
Well, I'll be honest. The first trip I went out, I thought, oh, I only need so much, and so I just grabbed an old military duffel, and I had to jump a couple planes, as you are well know, to try to get it out to Chicago, and just I have to take a car and then a train and then a plane, and it just bang, 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 and it was just insane. But I grabbed one of the old Reds rollers. And I was just like, oh, this is so much better. But I'm rocking this Reds bag, and people are looking at me funny. It's like, I think I need to update.
That's funny. Well, and you know, we look at it. You know, back then I think we could carry 75 pounds on the plane. That's why the bags were a little bigger.
Right.
Now you can't get away with that shit anymore. So that's why the bags have kind of got a little more consolidated. And I remember I used to carry everything but the kitchen sink with my bags. And I got over that real quick as I got older. So I just borrow everything. I just borrow everything at Travis's now.
Just take it.
Yeah.
Oh, so, darn it, I had a lot of questions and we got talking.
Hey, we segue quickly, man.
Yeah, no, we do. We definitely do. Getting back to the visors, I know that's a big deal, and a lot of people have been asking about it. Will it come in purple?
You know, we're in deciding on what colors we're gonna come out with, because everybody's about color. Now we're probably gonna match some of the colors that we have. Obviously, purple might be one of those.
I would hope so.
We're probably gonna come out with a standard black and gray right away, and the other colors will probably come to follow.
Right.
But
I'm still here.
You know, we'll see when it comes. You know, so. Do you hear me?
You cut out a little bit there for a second.
I said we kind of took our time in the visor because it never rains at paintball tournaments.
Right.
But
never, not at all.
Not even once. So now we're coming out with a visor just kind of, you know, for the sun purposes. But the visor and the fan together covers all the vents. You'll never get rain inside your lenses, and you'll never ever fog. And then there's no question in my mind that it's a pretty rad deal. So.
Now the other thing I'd really like to see, or get my grubby little paws on, and so everybody out there watching, if you see them, buy them immediately. Is you've got those HD lenses, and then you gold mirrored them.
Yeah, the gradient lenses. We kind of went back old school with that.
Right, but there was actually an HD, and then it was just pure gold.
Yeah,
that thing's just killer.
Yeah, that's rad. You know, we have the HD. We have the yellow, and we also have the clear. So it's a fade, like Steve is talking about. But those are the lenses that are most sought after. I use them in the woods religiously now. It's a pretty rad lens. I love it. I think all the people out there using them definitely think they're the same.
Oh, we got a question for you, and it says, any chance of an old school bounce cap from Push? Private visors are a huge thing to add to these great masks.
You know, that's I miss those days of those old like neoprene, like flap up visors and bounce hats. You know, that's not in the pipeline right now, but nothing's out of the question ever.
Well, enough people ask for it. So basically what you got to do is, if you want those, I'm not promising you'll get them, but you want to make sure you go reach out to Chris on his Instagram, and the thing's running below. And if enough people bug him about it, then maybe it'll happen, because you got to have customers before you can make a product, right?
Copy that. Yeah, and nobody's ever a bother. I mean, I'm always available for the most part. If you guys hit me up on Facebook, leave a message, or hit me up on Instagram, leave a message. I might not get to you right away, but I usually always hit everybody up eventually.
So what is your favorite product that's out right now in paintball that you wish you had before? I mean,
Oh man,
obviously the guns are wicked and obviously your masks are just choice, but is there anything new or different?
you know, God, it's hard to say. Like, I wish I had the pack we're coming out with before, but it's not out yet. Like the pack we're coming out with, the upgrades in our goggles that we have, like we've taken everything and just made everything better on the push side of things. Um, Eclipse has always been on the top end of
Yes.
any paintball equipment.
Oh yeah.
When I play with the bonsais overseas, God, I can't remember what even year that was. But Leds and Jacko and those guys always took really, really good care of me. And those guys have always been on the front lines of making everything better. Like Jack Wood
Oh yeah.
he's insane. The guy the little things he makes better is just it's unbelievable. Like all those guys in the Planet Eclipse side is just I wish I had everything I had right now minus 40 pounds, and I'd be fantastic.
Well,
So,
you know there are gyms, right?
yeah, I don't really know where to find one because I don't really go that route.
Or you
um,
just need to play more because nothing motivates you to run faster than being shot at.
oh man, I love it. I'm telling you. It's very I see a lot of fields opening up right now. I talked to Junior Brown and Gina. They're opening up there. Extreme. Other fields are opening up, and so things are starting to come back. I know Jed with Cousins. I think those guys out in New York are starting to open back up. Like Kevin and Dave Rotunda, and those guys are starting to open back up. So I think the fields are starting to open back up. I know Jeremy saw them open back up in Indiana. So we're starting to see a little bit of comeback from these fields, and I think with that, more people start getting on to play again. I really hope Tim's tournament goes off well in
Yeah,
August. It's still a little whiles out.
ICC.
In
Yeah.
in California right now, I think they extended LA stay at home order until the end of July, which is
Ugh.
insane. In San Diego, here where I am, there's a lot of people getting out and about. Traffic is starting to get back to normal. So I think things are starting to get back to normal a little bit. I'm not sure how it is in your area, but I hope the best for everybody for sure.
We've postponed everything until uh mid June, I think. Like it just got pushed back another few weeks. But truthfully, it's not too bad here. But because we're close to Toronto, and Toronto is 7 million people, as you well know, like it's not a small city. We're not all igloos up here.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
oh, you'd be surprised how many people think we live in igloos.
Oh man. Well,
Like,
I used to live up there, so I understand.
oh,
I had a
where did
friend
you
of
live up
mine.
here?
I used to own a nightclub in Montreal,
Ah,
and I used to work at ProCaps for a couple of
right,
years. So I lived up Montreal for quite some time.
gotcha.
Loved it up there in the
Yeah, yeah.
summer. But I had a friend of mine come across the border for Montreal just to pick up something right across the border. He went back across the border again, and he got a letter in the mail from the RCPM or RCMP.
RCMP.
Yeah, thank you, RCMP, and said you're not to leave your house. And they actually were driving by to see if he's home because he crossed the border, which is craziness. So
Okay.
I guess
That's
whatever.
that's a strange story, but
Well,
okay.
yeah, it was weird. I was like, "Are you serious?" And he was like, "And this guy's not. He doesn't really, push the truth too much." And he was serious as hell.
Huh.
So it's crazy.
Well, the RCMP can be funny,
Yeah.
but oh, I had other questions for you. It's like I finally get you all to myself. I don't have to worry about you getting dragged off here and
Yeah.
there. um, how awesome was that carbon fiber automag though? When I
Oh, it
brought
was
you to
good.
Vegas.
It was good actually. You don't see many automags these days.
No.
I think you got a picture with me with
Yeah,
it.
a few.
It was so light, man.
Yeah.
I was pretty impressed, man. I think you guys did a good job. Getting that thing back in the mix.
The
Um,
the the best part of what the part of Vegas though was you when you were like, I gotta put air in this, like you and you just pointed at some random players like, come here, I want your tank. That
yeah.
was the best.
Well, I mean, what is he? He's not going to say no. I mean, give me your tank. I just want to borrow it for a second. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it shot really good. I mean, I was impressed. I think you guys did a good job with it, and the carbon fiber body and everything was really really cool.
Well,
I
that's
dig it.
not me. I got called by a friend because through the podcast, and they're like, Steve, you got to check this thing out. It's like the coolest thing ever. And I'm like, all right, if it's cool and it's paintball, put it in my hands, because you and I are very similar in that way. Although I think you're better looking and more talented and
I appreciate it, Steve. Thank you.
better sponsored. Like this. But anyway, I got it in my hand, and it's like, well, I got to take pictures of this, and I think, well, maybe I'll write an article about it. But I just had to get you to take a look at it as well, because that thing was just wicked.
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool, man. I dug it for sure. I mean, I'm still an Eclipse guy, of course.
Of
but,
course.
you know.
Yeah,
of
but
course you got Rob Anderson chiming in here.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy, he never shows up. He's probably in Florida with Billy Saransky right now. So just stay in San Clemente. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, I actually did a podcast about automags being legal in tournaments now, because a lot of people think that they aren't. And Tim Montresor came on, and he is GOG and Smart Parts and Lux and all that great stuff. But he was still on to just say how nice it was, and I thought that was amazing. That I think we're starting to get away from a lot of politics and just, this is cool, this is what I want to do, and this suits me, because I mean, with push goggles, they're my hands down my favorite. I've got a really crooked nose, and so I can adjust it right with that little thing, and it's best goggles ever.
I appreciate that.
But I'd be willing to bet, if the goggles didn't fit a person's face right, you'd be the first person to say, you know what, wear what fits, safety first, and then, and I love how the sport is moving in that direction, where we try to take care of each other a little more and bonus ball each other a little less.
Yeah, I think we're more aware of the situation. These days, like ICC last year, or the tournament in Florida, that you didn't see a lot of bonus balling going on. I mean, I think Rocky and I did it to each other, but that was just nostalgic for both of us.
Yeah, that's just love.
Yeah, I think he came around. I shot him first, and he knows I shot him first. He comes around, and then I realized it was him, and then we shot each other once, and then we decided, well, why stop now? So we decided to proceed to shoot each other about another 30 times. But it was a crowd pleaser. People liked it, but you don't see a lot of that anymore. You're right. But I think we're more aware of the situation, and we're less likely to do that now, especially in tournament people. The NXL, the judges are on top of things. I think the players are a little more honest than they used to be. You still see some things going on here and there, but not like it used to be.
Right.
For sure.
Are you going to be swinging out to Richard Wilcox's cancer benefit in a couple months, do you think?
I'm actually, I don't know. That's up in the air right now. So,
well, there's so much in the air, but
yeah, exactly.
I'm going to try to make it for that too.
I'm focusing on ICC right at this point. ICC and World Cup are the two things I'm definitely going to go to if I can.
I'm sorry, ICC and what?
The World Cup.
Oh, yeah. Oh, World Cup was so much fun.
Yeah, it always is.
All right, my friend. Well, listen, anything that you want to give a shout out or a plug out, because I know that we have limited time, because you have a date.
It's my anniversary. Yeah. In fact, she's texting me, and I'm trying to read the text and try to pay attention to you at the same time. No, I love being on the show, Steve. I think we should do this once every couple of months. I'm always here for you.
Absolutely. Hands down.
Thanks to Brian Benini and Push Paintball for, giving me the opportunity to be a part of that squad. Brian and we've been friends for, I'm not going to date anybody, but yeah, it's been a while. Meet Miko's in the mix. Mark Knopp and I, God, we pretty much grew up together. Some of us grew up. I guess he just stayed his.
Yeah, Mark. Why did you let him leave the country like that?
Well, he got kicked out of the country. That's why he can't be here.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, there's a height requirement to stay in the U.S.
That's right.
Have to get past a certain age. Sorry, Mark, I love you. But
I've been razzing, like, since I've started really supporting, or since I've been really throwing push in everybody's face because I love it as much as I do. Mark and I have got talking to him, and Tim Summers. There's another cool cat.
Summers. He's a hoot, man. I met him for the first time in person at World Cup. That guy is a blast.
Right?
He's a blast, man.
I showed up and I'm like, hey, great to finally meet you. I went to shake his hand, and it was like, there's a cold beverage here.
Oh yeah. No, he's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. We have a good squad over here, man. At Push, for sure. I mean, we have a lot of good people. Mike Gilbert's kind of part of the squad now. He's helping us out a lot. He does a lot of stuff with Lux. But I mean, shouting out Push, I mean, Eclipse, my boys at Infamous,
Yes.
it's just, and the Push here guys. And, I got to give love to the people that got me where I am. I got Richmond helped me out a lot back in the day, Richmond Italia.
Yep.
Patrick Sporer, with the Push video. And I mean, John Amadea, he helped me out a lot with magazine pictures. And,
John's so awesome.
yeah. Without the help from those guys. And I definitely wanted to touch on this is, I hear a lot of things out these days. Who's the GOAT? Who's the best player of all time? There isn't one, people. There's not one of all time. It's not that way. It doesn't work that way. There's a lot of good players for different eras.
Yes.
Just like you said earlier. Now, did I have fun? Yeah, I had a blast. If you like me, cool. If I was good, I do appreciate that. Look at Oliver. He's great. Look at Archie Montemayor, Colt Roberts. I could keep going on for days and days, because I call those games on Ghost Sports. So you guys that want to say or say, oh, he wasn't the GOAT or he wasn't the GOAT, I don't care. You like me or not, I really don't give a shit, to be honest with you.
Chances are you can kick their ass. So
yeah, I'll still challenge anybody to one-on-one. I don't give a shit, and I'll put them in the hospital just the same as I would 10 years ago. But with that said, there is no GOAT, guys. Everybody's just equally, competitive, and everybody's having a good time. We're out there for the same thing. And I love the people that taught me where I was, and I love the people that I taught to where they went.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I used to shoot the shit out of Oliver on a daily basis. Ryan, Alex, all those guys. Yeah. But look, they took it to the next level.
Yes.
Then Oliver started kicking my ass. Ryan Greenspan, Archie Montemayor. Me and Archie had a long conversation down in Florida about this. And he's like, hey, I really appreciate this and I appreciate that. That's what makes you a great player, is when you're a great player to appreciate where you got and who you got there, who got you there. That's a quality that people don't have. Remember where you came from. It's a stepping stone. I had fun playing when I was doing. I had a good time. I won a lot of tournaments, but at the same time,
you did.
There's a lot of good players out there. So you can talk shit on me all you want. I don't really care. But there's a lot of good players out there. Just remember where you came from.
Yes, absolutely. I would like to add one shout out to this, because if anybody wants to hear more about you, you did a fantastic audio podcast with Carl Markowski. And
that was a good one.
I've said it once. I've said it a million times. Carl Markowski, hands down, has the best paintball podcast on the net right now. I love that guy. I've never met him.
But he's amazing.
I love what he does, and I know he's a wicked player to boot. So if you guys ever want to hear a little bit more about Chris Lasoya, go check out Carl Markowski's podcast, because that was just choice.
He's fast, man. That kid, I mean,
yeah.
He's still, like, I played with him at ICC, I think 2 years ago. And the kid was just, he didn't lose a step, because, I mean, I was running and I was like, well, shit. I think I lost a few steps, but he's a great guy, great family person. Yes, he does have a great podcast, so I would definitely check it out.
I love his podcast. I love it to death. And when I heard you did one on it, I had to listen to it, and I was just like, this is hands down the best podcast of all time. So I just wanted to make sure I give that little quick shout out.
Well, you do a great job too, Steve, for sure. I mean, you're in great company. I think that I definitely want to do it again. I think with this whole thing going on and people are wondering what's going on, if you haven't looked at the NXL's website lately, they're doing the regional tournaments now.
Right.
Have you seen that, Steve, or no?
A little bit. It was interesting, but I haven't been able to follow it.
Go to NXL, take a look at their Facebook page. I saw it from Tom's.
You're cutting out on me a little bit there. Can you repeat the last couple sentences? Hello?
I'm still here, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, can you repeat the last two sentences? Because you cut out a bit.
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry about that. I'm back.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about how they're doing, I think 3 different areas, like the East, the West, and the Central. I'm not exactly sure how they split them up, but something to check out. They're trying to keep the guys going into the World Cup so they can have rankings and stuff. So, if you want to keep up on it, keep your eye on Paintball Media. Obviously, Steve, you have your thing going on.
I do my best.
Yeah, and like I said, keep up on me at Chris Lasoya for Instagram. And everybody comes in new over the next few days. I think on Saturday, Brian and I from Push will make a decision, and we'll go ahead and get you guys squared away with a new product from us.
Sweet. I can't wait to see it. So send me pictures. I promise I won't let it out. I get lots of secrets.
Absolutely, brother. I'm sure.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris, for being on. This is milestone for me because there's a handful of people that I want to talk to more than anybody else, and you ranked right below Bud Orr.
No, I
So
appreciate that. I appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, I'll be back anytime, my friend. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us today as well. Thanks for the questions. I know I had a lot of friends on here, so a shout out to everybody and all your good comments. So I do appreciate that as well.
all right, awesome. I'm going to end the podcast with that. Play with passion, Bud, and keep your paint dry.
My man, I always wipe it off.
I know.
Doesn't have time to dry. There's no time to dry. Thanks, Steve.
Later.
My man.